So the question now comes: Do we say that we've already talked about this, or they won't know if we don't mention it? We don't have to tell anybody that we've been recording for 25 minutes without recording anything.
Yeah, we can just. I mean, maybe we can make like a joke about it leading in.
Yeah,
and say we're going to talk. But
like if I make it the opening, how we joke about how we talked for a half hour without recording anything, and now we're having to start over again.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think that's a good opening.
yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, welcome to Black Series Cantina, Episode 3. I am your host, Mike.
And I'm your host, Zach.
That's right. And that joke is real. We talked for a good half hour about Black Series stuff and things coming out and our hopes and dreams. And
we were like halfway done with the show. Yeah.
It was gonna be a good episode, guys.
I know.
Now you get a lesser episode. So lucky you.
You know, now you won't hear my dog in the background. Well, you still might.
Hopefully,
you
maybe.
Still might,
my cat is locked out of the room now. So
okay.
That's not going to happen. Anyways, so welcome to the Black Series Cantina podcast. We are here to talk about 6-inch Black Series figures. And if you like those 6-inch Black Series figures, then we serve your kind here.
Absolutely.
But if you don't, if you're into that vintage collection 3.75-inch nonsense, you get out of here.
Yeah, we don't talk about those here, and we don't want to. It's mostly jealousy whenever we do cover
100%.
them, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely jealousy because I saw the 3.75-inch, the newest wave in store a couple days ago, and they looked real good. The Emperor, the Paplu, with Lando and IG-11. Oh, man, they look so good. Especially that IG-11 and Lando. They just looked really, really good.
Vintage collection.
IG-11 is actually IG-11. Yeah. He's got his right hands. Like, why can't we get that in the Black Series?
Exactly. And for the Emperor, I'm confused as to why and I guess I'm not confused. Confused is the wrong term because I know why they did it. But it's, for money, so you buy both. But the Pulsecon exclusive, like deluxe version of the Vintage Collection Emperor comes with the face. They should have been swapped. It comes with the really like I don't want to be here face while he's like electrocuting somebody, but the standard
like
comes
he does
with
it every day. It's like whatever. I'm just electrocuting another person. No big deal.
Yeah, and the standard one comes with the face he should have while he's electrocuting somebody. So, but they also wanted to buy both. So
yeah, it's one of those things. It is nice that we got all of those heads with the Black Series Amazon release.
Yeah. So I guess that is something to be proud of for the Black Series. But
yeah.
But yeah.
But I think they look good, and I think for the most part, like that Lando, the Vintage Collection Lando with the soft goods cape. I'm usually not that big of a fan of soft goods cape
when it's done right.
Do not.
Yeah.
Yes, I do not like the molded plastic cape we got with the Vintage Collection. I'm not a fan. It should have been a soft goods cape. It would have looked way better as a soft goods cape. Yeah, it was a weird choice.
Yeah, they definitely should make the Black Series version have a soft goods. Yeah. It just looks odd for some reason. Like on the show, it's way too stiff. I mean, the sculpting in it's nice. I don't know that would like the the design on the inside of it, but it would be. I guess it would be hard to do that in fabric, but the Vintage Collection did it.
They did it with the Vintage Collection.
They need to do it in the Black Series.
They did it with a smaller figure.
Yeah. So hopefully, whenever they put him in the Empire Strikes Back, mural packaging, then maybe they'll upgrade it to soft goods. But we shall see.
Who knows?
One day.
Who knows? Well, in this episode, we're mostly going to be talking about upcoming Pulsecon and new stuff because this is the last episode that we're going to do before Pulsecon.
Just makes sense that way.
Yeah. I think Pulsecon happens the week we usually record. Yeah. Like we record Thursday nights, and Pulsecon starts on Friday. So I figured we could either talk about Pulsecon, and then they have it, and then we have to wait 2 weeks to do one, or we just push back the recording like a couple days. And then we can talk
cover
about
everything.
Pulsecon. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that way we can avoid what happened with the Game of Greats boss, announcement. Because
Yes.
last episode 2 we recorded, and then like the next day or 2 days later they announced that. It's like,
they announced
well,
it. Yeah.
we could have covered this, but they announced.
Yeah, exactly.
Hasbro knows our schedule, and they screwed us. So
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I know Hasbro watches my channel.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know that, but I know that.
I'm sure they do.
Maybe
At least someone,
That's one of the things I do wish the people like with Patrick and stuff, like I wish they were more involved with the fans the way that the Marvel Legends team is. I feel that way, but as a Transformers person too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the people on those teams are just on those teams, and their communication with fans is not good.
Yeah.
As a fan, I wish it were better.
Yep. So I could go down a big rabbit trail with this, and I have a lot of feelings about it. Whenever I think you can kind of tell, following the Black Series for so long, there used to be such a love from the team, and I think that was directly from Steve Evans when he was the design lead for Star Wars, the Star Wars brand. 100%. And when he left, it just seems like there was a noticeable "this is our job" type thing, rather than like this is what we love doing, and we're gonna put our. And I know they're putting in like their effort, like we appreciate it, but he connected with people. I talked to him in the DMs before, and it was like when I first started my Instagram account, and I was like, I would ask him a question, and he would be like, "Sorry, that's kind of an interview question. I can't answer it, but I can chat with you about this stuff, like kind of casually.
Dang.
But you can't ask me like a direct question because then I'm sure his contract says like." Sure. It's if it's an interview type question, you can't answer. So we would just chat. He would engage with the community. Like he legitimately loved like this line, and you could tell. And I think ever since he left, it just hasn't been the same.
Yeah, I think that's what's missing from the Black Series as a whole. I think a lot of people would have fewer complaints with like repaints and all that stuff if we had someone or a team that could be like that. Because I feel like with like Ryan and was it Doug or all the guys on the Marvel Legends, I feel like they're fans and on the team. Yeah. Whereas I feel like the people doing the Star Wars, like you said, it's just kind of their job. Yeah. Like they're doing a job, and that's fine. They're getting paid for it. I'm all for getting paid for your job and just doing your job. But it comes off that way instead of being engaged with the fans. Yep. As a fan, I want to be engaged with.
Yep. And we're not here to bash anybody particular on the Star Wars team. Like they all do a fine job. I just think that I think it is kind of funny how the first time, I forget the woman who did the Fan First Wednesday, they had her on with Patrick and the other guy.
Yeah, she was great.
She was great.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, they had her on. Conveniently, the first, publication event sort of after, the time where Patrick slipped up and spoiled the Rancor HasLab. So
I felt so bad for him. People were ragging on him so bad, but I felt so bad for him.
I don't think that's a coincidence that she, was kind of leading the video.
Probably not.
After that. And she was great. I think we definitely need more of her. I'm not saying we need less of anybody else, but sometimes
but
those
more of her.
Those videos that they do have gotten kind of stale. Like there's no excitement. They're like, oh, look what we're revealing today. And then it's like anything, it's just not exciting in the way they present it. But she brought, some liveliness to it. And
I feel like some people just have that spark. Like some people just have that presentation spark that like no matter the energy in which the passion in which they're talking about something just kind of comes off and kind of infects you a little bit. And I feel like as hard as like someone just say like Patrick tries, it doesn't come off that way.
It doesn't seem like it's his personality. He seems like he's more
he's putting on a show.
Yeah, for sure.
Look at that. We didn't talk about this the first time at all. We're just kind of going into this is like an alternate reality.
It is. It's great. So I thought, and just another quick thing, all these announcements, like the George Lucas Stormtrooper, all the stuff we're going to cover in the news, why couldn't they just wait a little bit on that Fan First Wednesday? Because the only real thing they announced was the Mandalorian figure. The mud or the Arvala 7 version, and then all the credit collection. Like, why can't you add something cool like the Lucas Trooper in that and not have it just be like a publicated article, that goes
I
out to
don't
people.
know. They could have pushed that Fan First Friday back 2 weeks and had so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
So much more to talk about. Like, why do we have to have the credit collection on pre-order, a month ago when it's not going to come out for a long time still? Like, why not just batch all this stuff up so that we get, we can get excited about more than just 5 repainted figures again. Cool, thanks. Because I would have been like, a George Lucas Stormtrooper, that's amazing. I would have been all over this.
Yeah, exactly. And it would have
instead
made
of it just. Instead of it just coming out, it just like, here it is. All right.
Yeah, and it would have just made that a lot more exciting because you can kind of tell, like, even whenever they're like, oh, look at this, we got a credit collection line, and which
they're trying real hard to get excited about it.
And it just seemed like they weren't even excited about it. So it's like, how are we going to be excited
excited about it? This is a new entertainment
about
expression. Is that what they say? The entertainment expression? That's the worst. Yeah. That's the absolute worst phrase I've ever heard to describe a toy.
Absolutely. Like, these things are supposed to be fun and like energetic, and
here's the new entertainment expression. Like, what?
Who knows? Who knows?
All right, let's move on. I don't want to get super negative. Like, we're starting off super negative. I don't want to stay super negative. So
let's move on.
Let's talk about things we got. What are your latest fine additions?
You do such a great impersonation of that. Honestly, I don't even think we need the sound clip anymore. The way you do
it's
that.
Just me out. General Kenobi.
You're just over there dying. I'm not sure if you're like choking or what, but so my first fine edition out of 3 I've show off is, so last episode you mentioned you're the last person to get this, but now I am officially the last person to get the Wrecker Deluxe figure. So for the YouTube watchers, you can see it.
Zach is the last person to get
in the
Wrecker.
world.
So if you don't have it, you're just not going to get one. That's it.
Absolutely.
There's no more Wreckers.
This is the very last one.
That's
probably my favorite of the 3 that I got is definitely and you already know what's coming because we've already done this.
Don't pull back the curtain. Just keep going.
The Sith Apprentice Darth Maul, which is an absolutely amazing. I really love it. I haven't dove into it too much. I haven't opened it yet, but this packaging is amazing.
I love that figure so much. Like,
it's so good.
If you had told me a year ago that one of my favorite figures would be a shirtless Darth Maul, I would have said. Actually, I would have said probably, but it's not a figure I would have ever thought about. Like, if I were to make a top 10 figure, like, wanted figure list, which I've done many on my channel, I would never put a shirtless Darth Maul on it, but I love it.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. And I actually have a list on my phone in the notes of like once from each, sector, like Star Wars movie. And that's a shirtless.
We'll have to make that its own episode.
Yeah, a shirtless Darth Maul has like never came up, but it's amazing and I love it.
Yeah.
And my third fine addition for this episode is the new Rogue One mural packaging release of the K2SO figure. And the box art is it's so nice. It's got the nice aqua looking color. I don't know if you can see that because I know you're colorblind.
That's true. I am very colorblind.
So I don't know how well, you'll be able to make that up. But because since you said it was like blues and greens, right? And this is like the mix of the two. So hopefully you can appreciate that. But yeah, so that's my 3 fine additions.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So I got just one. I got one thing. I've got a couple things on order. Spoiler alert: that K2SO is one of those things coming. It's weird because it's part of that whole Rogue One wave, but like they're all coming separately. Like they're not. Like,
it's really weird.
Why wouldn't they just make it a case? Like,
like how random that like the GameStops are just getting flooded with these things now, but we have no clue on when. Like, I just want the Bodhi Rook figure already, and
me too.
The Target, Galen Merrick or Galen Urso and the Anton Merrick, whatever his name is.
There you go. Whatever his name. We know his name. You know his name.
Yeah. So just like
mustache guy.
Yeah. Get the new ones out,
Yeah.
Like, as fast
we're
as you
getting
can,
K2 first, I guess. But yeah, so mine is just the Power of the Force homage, updated face printed Han Solo, which I just did a video on. Actually did a video on this and the Luke Skywalker in the same vein.
Yep. I actually just finished probably half an hour before we recorded watching your video on that, and it convinced me not to buy it because I feel like the face upgrade is fine, but the skin tone is too different from the rest of his body since they only upgraded the face. So I just feel like I'm fine with the 2013 version on my shelf. So
yeah, it is. The face is better, but it's not a perfect figure. What did you say before? It was an outdated. Yes.
Power of the Force. Buy this for nostalgia package.
That's 100%
directly from
what
it.
it
That's
is.
the official.
Yeah.
The official Hasbro name is updated, outdated.
Yeah.
Nostalgic packaging.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're a sucker for the Power of the Force, so.
I am, but you know what? The thing is, though, I'm not going to keep that package on my wall. That package is going to go in a box in my garage.
Yeah.
So I got it for the updated face because I want it on my early bird special Darth Vader display, where I have all the other original 12 figures or whatever. So I got to update 2 of those now with updated faces, and I was excited about that. Except for both of them have large flaws when in some cases it makes it worse than the original release. But like I said in my video, this figure came out in 2013. That was 8 years ago.
It was great then.
Well, it's not just that though, but if they've never really done a New Hope Han Solo since then. So if that's a hole missing in your collection, get it. I want them to do an all new one. That would be my preference for them just to do a whole new Han Solo from A New Hope with a new body and all new engineering and molding and painting and all that stuff. He's not gangly. He doesn't have weird baby hands. He doesn't have the 2 tones on his face and on the rest of his body because he's pasty. He's got a pasty neck, but a slightly tan face. Yep. Weird stuff like that. So I want them just to do a whole new one. But if this is a hole in your collection because they haven't re-released it,
then get it
since 2013 or whatever. Then get it. Absolutely.
Yeah. If you're new to the Black Series and you need that Han Solo and the new Luke, it's a great time to get it. Even though they are the exclusive pricing, the $26.99 or whatever it is.
But
they're still worth it if you don't have it.
It's probably cheaper than buying it on the aftermarket, the original one. I don't know what that's going for right now, but I assume.
I think the 2013, because they haven't archived it.
Right.
So, yeah, I think the Luke you might be able to get for cheap. I'm not sure. But the Han Solo in the orange box is pretty much anything orange line, is pretty pricey on the aftermarket. Yeah. So it's a great, it's a great addition if you need it and you're new. So I would recommend it. But if you already have it, then if you want to pay $27 for the updated face and the package, then it's worth it.
I guess I did.
Yep.
Screw me, right? I was going to cry. I'm going to cry into my mismatched figures over here.
Oh, yeah. But you said you are going to replace that one with on the early bird thing,
absolutely.
Right? Yep.
Yeah.
So it'll be worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the Luke Skywalker, which I also did a video for, I decided to swap out his belt that he came with the Stormtrooper belt because I have 2 Stormtrooper belts now.
They'll match each other because for the scenes in A New Hope. Yeah,
so we have
nice.
a Death Star version now too, because that's one of my biggest complaints. Other than having a soft goods shirt on a 6-inch figure, I don't think really works that well.
They need to make that a sculpted torso.
100%.
I've been on that train for years now with the Lukes. I think they're really bad.
On 6-inch figures, unless you're going Mezco where it's all soft goods, from head to toe. I think on 6-inch, capes are fine, soft goods, but things like shirts or dresses or pants generally should just be sculpted.
Yeah, it's so weird how hit or miss soft goods is with the Black Series. We have some figures. I would argue the original Phantom Menace, not the Phantom Menace, the Force Awakens, Kylo Ren. I think the soft goods on that is great.
You know what? That's true. I also think the soft goods on some characters like that absolutely are fine. And I also just mentioned capes, but I also said Lando, his cape isn't soft good. It is molded plastic. That's terrible. It should be soft goods.
On the vintage collection, it's soft goods.
On the vintage collection, it's soft goods. Yeah, but I don't know.
They're so hit or miss with it. It's so weird.
It is. I feel like every time Hasbro makes a decision, I'm like, I wish they'd done the opposite decision. I really have no rhyme or reason other than I just don't think this works. And I think the person, I don't know if they get to a point where they're making a figure and they realize it doesn't work, but they go, well, now we've sunk too much time and money into it. We have to go with it. Yeah.
Yeah, we've already, like, you got to do the cost of, like, designing the figure, like, you know, on the computer, and then, like, printing it and, like, and testing it and all that. So it's probably just, by the time they get to, you know, the middle stage, they're like, we've already put too much money into, you know, like doing the plastic Lando cape. So they're just not going to do it. So hopefully one day when they do the mural Empire packaging with, you know, Lando, hopefully they make that soft goods. I think that'll work better on that figure.
We'll see.
It's just so odd how some of them are great soft goods and some of them are just like, can we not, you know, have a plastic cape and all that?
Yep. Cool. Well, that's our final editions. Not a lot going on, but hopefully next episode we'll have more. I know I have a couple on the way. So there's that.
Unless some pre-orders get delivered, I think next time might be light for me, but we shall see.
Yeah, we'll see. So let's go on to our news. We have a couple pre-orders that have gone up in the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. So what's your favorite out of the three that are sitting there?
That's a different question.
I know.
That's a different question. Oh man,
I figured I'd spice it up a little bit. You know,
I'm gonna force you to. We're gonna talk about this in the same order, man. That George Lucas Stormtrooper.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite out of the three. Also, for sure.
It's so ridiculous, but in a great way.
I was so happy when I saw that announced. Like, you could not believe. Like, I felt like a kid again in that. And I have no idea why. Like, I've always wanted them to do some type of George Lucas for the Black Series. I don't want, like, I talked to people in my DMs, like, they wish they would do, like, a flannel, like, the whole, like, the regular George Lucas. I'm like, no, I don't really care about that. I just want him on a Stormtrooper body or, like, a Darth Vader body. Give me a George Lucas head. Like, so I was so ecstatic. And if you don't want the George Lucas, then you can just get the new Stormtrooper mold and you have a trooper on your shelf. Like, I think it's amazing because the new Stormtrooper mold, you should always be able to buy a Stormtrooper, you know, if you're getting, you know, new in the Black Series. So I think it's amazing. Even though the sculpt isn't 100% like George Lucas, it's still, like, pretty close, and it looks like he did when he was filming, you know, Revenge of the Sith. So I'm really excited about it.
I always say, you know, when you have those prototype photos and people complain about head sculpts, like that's not a final thing. They often look different in person. I remember the Padme. That was the first instance where I thought, oh, that looks awful, but then in hand it looked great. But then also, you know, with the upcoming archive, ObiWan and Leia releases, the people that have them in person, they look way better than the pictures that we got. So hopefully, I was crossing our fingers.
I was so mad at, I know it's getting a little off topic, but that ObiWan, when they released the product images, it literally just was the same exact head as the old one, just like slightly. But then in person,
makeup on.
Yeah, exactly. And then in person, it actually looks, you know, fairly good. So
well, he still has a terrible body. But I'm not going to body shame him. I guess I am going to body shame him, but still. But yeah, I'm actually super excited for that George Lucas Stormtrooper because, like you said, even if you don't care about the George Lucas aspect to it, like, everyone's collection needs Stormtroopers. Like, that's just one of those. It's like, you know, when escalators stop working, there's still stairs.
Oh yeah.
That old Mitch Hedberg joke. But I feel like if it really makes you mad that they're releasing a George Lucas Stormtrooper and you look at it and you think, man, Hasbro's, they're not catering to me and what I want. Like, guess what? You just don't have to buy it.
Wait a second.
At all.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Are you telling me I don't have to buy everything that Hasbro announces?
No. In fact, it'll save you money.
Wow.
If you don't.
Wait, so if I don't like a figure, I don't have to buy it. Then I can let whoever else enjoys it, they have their own opinion and they can buy it.
Yeah, that's how it works. That's how life works, actually.
Oh, wow.
We call this main character syndrome. Some people have this weird fixation that they're like the main character and everything has to work out and revolve around them. So that's not the case.
That's news to me.
You're not the only person buying these.
That's if you read my comments, man, that's news to me. I thought I had to. I was like, I had to buy everything because of how my comments are all the time.
Oh man, no! I'm super excited about this, and like you said, even if you don't want the Stormtrooper or the George Lucas, you still got a Stormtrooper, and if you do want it, like I've got two. I've got one for the wall because I like the way it looks in package, and then I've got one I'm going to put on my shelf, and he's going to have his helmet on, and he's just going to be a Stormtrooper in my collection, but I'll know that he's there. He's going to hang out with my Luke Skywalker and Han Solo in Stormtrooper gear on my shelf, just being Stormtroopers.
Yeah, you have 2. I have 4 pre-ordered. One is just the GameStop experiment, since that says it's coming out in October, but we all know it's probably not.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I did not see that. I didn't know that until you messaged me, and I was like, well, I think I've got 2 on order from Dorkside Toys, and then you sent me that. I'm like, well, I'm going to pre-order 2 from GameStop, because like if that comes out in like 2 weeks or whatever, like, oh, that's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, for real.
Because they're not supposed to be out to like May of next year.
Yeah,
or something.
springtime. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely at least going to get 3, for 2 Stormtroopers on the shelf, since that new mold is so great. One of the best figures, in the line, honestly.
I agree.
Just one of the best basic figures. And then one, for whichever gets me the nice packaging, yeah. Then I'm going to do that. So, but also, we did talk about this the last time we recorded this episode, even though Mike forgot to hit the record button.
No, and it's no one's fault. I'm not blaming anybody.
Hey,
you didn't remind me.
No, I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Next time I will. But I do feel bad for the people who ordered this on Amazon and they're expecting like a perfect carded packaging. You need to go to Entertainment Earth or to one of the other places and order it from there, because you're gonna get it in you're likely gonna get it in a padded envelope, and it's gonna come crushed. If you want it sealed, then you need to get it from BBTS or Dorkside or Entertainment Earth, something like that.
A lot of those people ordered one because that's what they thought it was exclusive to. Yeah, like so many people thought this was exclusive to Amazon. Not just fan channel exclusive. So I would see people like, oh man, it's sold out. I missed it. That sucks. I'm like, just pick like literally any other store. Just pick someplace and order it from there. It's still in stock.
And you have to blame the communication, because the StarWars.com article literally said Amazon exclusive, pre-order at 1 p.m.
And it wasn't. Definitely wasn't.
So I feel bad for the people who order it from Amazon and they didn't realize, and people were like, it's sold out on Amazon or something, like, I'm like, it's literally available everywhere. What are you talking about? But
just
I blame the publication.
Store.
And then they changed it later on, saying it was exclusive to somewhere else or something. Like, I have no idea what the communication and publication.
It's fan channel.
Yeah.
And for the people that don't know what fan channel means,
literally everywhere online.
It's everywhere except Target and Walmart,
the box stores.
Much. Yeah. Well, those are the only 2 big box stores. Like any of your local comic store, or like the random person selling things online, GameStop, Barnes and Noble. Sometimes, it's actually weirdly not usually Amazon. It's weird that this one is also Amazon, because usually fan channel doesn't include Amazon for whatever reason.
Yep. Speaking of Amazon exclusive.
Yeah.
So we got the Artillery Stormtrooper.
Artillery Stormtrooper.
So excited about this. I don't understand.
Very excited.
There is a vocal minority, that wasn't a fan of this, but
I don't think those people really like toys, honestly.
Yeah, if you don't like
gatekeeping a little bit, yes, 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just feel like if you aren't not excited, but if you don't support the release of the Artillery Stormtrooper from Mandalorian, I don't understand what you expect from this line. It's the brand new molded Stormtrooper. It's a brand new figure that they've never done before in the Black Series. Yes,
or the Vintage Collection.
Yeah, anything like that. So it's brand new. Like, yes, it's the same paint, markings as the Incinerator Trooper has. But all the accessories that comes with them, you get the mortar launcher, you get the backpack that you can insert, and like it stores 3 canisters, and I think it even comes the images they had showed 4, the canisters, so you can have him like dropping one in and 3 more on the backpack. Like, that's amazing, and I didn't even realize the backpack stored those canisters, until like after the fact. So looking at it online a little more detailed.
I am very much looking forward to it. Every time that I watch anything Star Wars with Visions or a new episode of Mandalorian, or when new ones are coming out, like Book of Boba Fett comes out. I watch it to enjoy it, but also in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, what do I want to see as a Black Series figure on here? And as soon as that artillery stormtrooper popped on screen, I was like, I need that. I need that now. I need it on my shelf. I need it yesterday, actually. Yeah. So it's about time we're getting it. I think it's overdue. Yes, it's a repaint, but it's a Stormtrooper. Like, of course it's a repaint. Exactly. Like, why wouldn't you want more Stormtroopers? Any excuse for me to get more Stormtroopers is great, because I don't really like army building. I don't like buying more than this, like one of the same figure. This gives me a reason to fill out my Imperial shelf with another Stormtrooper. Yeah. And I'm all about that.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. Just the accessories alone are worth it.
100%.
So we have to give Hasbro credit where, when it's due. Like, we can't just rag on Hasbro all the time. We always say, oh, Luke needs to come with, extra accessories, or like we can't just keep getting Jedi with, no hands. And then they finally release
no robe or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like we haven't gotten a Mandalorian with, like, we haven't gotten an E-Web canon, which was such a main plot in the first season of, Mandalorian. We haven't gotten an E-Web and like all that. But they finally released a trooper with everything it should come with. They didn't slack. They didn't give you one canister. They didn't give you like it comes with the blaster, it comes with the entire mortar trooper in the backpack, like the mortar launcher in the backpack. So I think it's amazing. Like, the accessories, they knocked this one out of the park, in my opinion.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting it. I don't want to wait for it. I just want it to be here now, because I'm very excited for this. This is a new figure.
Yeah. And that they've only done once, with the Incinerator Trooper. So, and in season 3 of the Mandalorian, there's going to be. So we got the Incinerator Trooper, which is red. We got this one, which is yellow. So we got like the McDonald's Troopers.
We're gonna get a different color.
We got the McDonald's Troopers now. So yeah, next episode there's going to be this like orange or purple blue or something blue.
Purple, yeah.
So we're going to keep getting more of these, but as long as like hopefully Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they're like, those Black Series people, they need more weapons, they need more accessories, so they give them something cool like rocket launcher or something. Like
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm down. I'm
absolutely.
In. I want more troopers. I'm down for this. This is the thing I want. But speaking of troopers,
we got another one on pre-order, which I pre-ordered.
We got another one. This is so we talked briefly about this.
Oh yeah.
The last episode we talked about what Gaming Greats figure did we think was going to be the yak face the
rumor. Yep, when it was rumored.
Yeah, and we found out, and it's not what any of us guessed.
Yeah, because the HK-47, I think that's his name, was leaked from Kotar, so we thought it was going to be that, but they hit us with a curveball, and it's the Gaming Greats, boss.
Yeah, and if you don't know who Boss is he the leader of the squad?
I didn't play you're asking the wrong guy. I didn't play the game.
I played it, but ages. Like, it came out in 2004 or 5, and I played it then, and that's it. And I never read any of the books, but it's from the. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the game.
It's Republic Commando, right? And
that's it, Republic Commando. Jeez, it's just 2 minutes.
Yeah, he's part of Delta Squad, so.
Yes, it is. He's part of Delta Squad. So we have him, we have Scorch, and I can't remember any of the names because I didn't do any research on this whatsoever.
Yeah.
But they are commandos, just like Gregor was in the Clone Wars cartoon.
Clone Wars and Bad Batch, yep.
Yeah. And Rebels. So the armor's different, and people are complaining about this, and I think I get it. I get it.
Yeah. I don't have very strong feelings on it, and I think on my Instagram page you can see that I don't. I have strong feelings on other figures, which I complain about. Which is, if you go back and listen to episode 1 for those loyal listeners who have listened to all 3 now. When I went on the rant about the Kenobi figure, like, I really just say it doesn't make sense to me the way they do that. But I don't have very strong figures about the boss, so I'm fine with them reusing Hunter's body, since it is like an in-between size of Wrecker and the regular, clone trooper. But I do wish they would have put some effort into like the gauntlets and arms and like the backpack. I wish it just wasn't straight 100% reuse other than the helmet, of Hunter. But I don't have too strong feelings on it. And also, it doesn't make sense why they would do that, but they wouldn't update the arms and backpack, because you can milk the entire Delta Squad. You can milk the entire, is it Omega Squad or something, where they're all like they all have like dark armor and they have different like dots on their chest.
Oh, I honestly don't
it's like
remember.
from it's like from
idea.
a book.
I'm not gonna play like I know. Yeah,
it's like from a book. I think I didn't read it, but I know there's like, you know, this like pack of them that has like dark. So they could make like 8 or 10 of these, and everybody would love it. They could make a Gregor. You know, that's like 9. You know, after those 2 squads. So they could milk it if they did that, but they're just gonna do the hunter body, which is, I'm still gonna buy them. Like, you know, to me, it's okay.
I get it. So it is just the hunter body.
Yeah.
Which I get people are upset about, like, but like you said, it doesn't really bother me. I think Hunter is a great figure. Although I do hope, because they don't have like the little knives and stuff. I just hit my microphone. They don't have the little knives and stuff on their arms like he does. So I hope they fill that in rather than just leaving holes in the armor.
Yeah. And
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I remember watching, or whenever you talked about the Wrecker figure, it has these 2 little like weird like hook, like loops on the bottom of the backpack, which don't really make sense, but it's just kind of
they
there.
Don't do anything with them, but they're in the show model.
Yeah, it's
so
just
those
like,
are accurate. I just don't know what they do.
Yeah, they're just there for like looks, I guess, and it looks cool. But
sure, yeah.
So hopefully on the Hunter, that's why I just don't know why they didn't update the gauntlets on that. Like, and I know Gaming Greats line is like very minimal new, you know, tooling and all that. It's just like
that's
throw
what the
in something.
Gaming Greats line has always been. Like, it's always been take an existing figure that exists and then just change it, and then just like recolor it or do a slight retool or kit bash a little bit and get something that already exists, but with like the minimal work possible.
Yep.
That is the Gaming Greats. That's what it's all about.
Yep. So hopefully one day they make it. You know, they do, but I doubt they will now, since they're going to just use the hunter body.
Does that mean that every Commando figure in the future is just going to be that skinny little body instead of the big beefier Commandos that we're used to? Because I think that's the people's biggest problem. Yeah, is that the Commandos in whatever, you know, property they're in are usually big and beefy.
Yeah, that's why everybody's having the issue with them not making a completely new mold, is because the head is a little too big for Hunter's body. Like, he does look a little so it just, I wish they would have done it, but I'm still gonna buy it regardless, because I think I don't have strong feelings. Like, I didn't play the game, so to me it's just another cool looking trooper. But for those that are passionate about it, I understand why like they're all pissed off.
Always down for a new trooper. Always down for a new trooper.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. So those are the pre-orders.
Yep. Do you have anything else you want to cover on those, or you want to?
No, we have just the rumors, the yak face.
Oh yeah. I passed that up.
Like wave rumor that we're supposed to be getting.
Yep. So for those of you that don't know, the next way, and we'll cover this real quick. I do have one more thing I want to add in. We have the yak face wave rumor is going to be Echo from Bad Batch, the Client, Omega, Death Watch Mandalorian, and Ahsoka Tano from The Mandalorian, which I think is an amazing wave. Some people are like, "Oh, the Client is gonna, he's gonna peg one so hard."
Why would you want a Werner Herzog?
That's what I'm saying.
First of all.
And like,
I want a Werner Herzog figure.
Yeah. So we have 5 figures, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they don't,
and pretty much all from The Mandalorian. Well, except for Bad Batch.
Yep. And then, but hopefully they double pack the Ahsoka in the case, so that way everybody can get their Mandalorian Ahsoka.
Oh, I don't think they need to double pack that. I don't think that's going to be an issue. What they need to do is double pack the Death Watch Mandalorian.
Because that's true.
That's the army builder. They should always double pack army builders.
That's true. Just don't double pack the Client, and then we won't have.
No.
But you know they will. Like, that's probably what they're going to double pack.
They shouldn't double pack the Client or Omega. But I think there are going to be people that buy those. I'm going to buy them, but Echo is going to be a popular one from that wave because like he completes the Bad Batch wave or set, whatever. The Death Watch Mandalorians are always popular, always. That's like, and especially if it's an army builder Mandalorian, like people are going to buy as many of those as they can. Ahsoka, a popular character. I think she's not as popular from the Mandalorian. Like, a lot of people didn't like her Mandalorian appearance because her little, I almost said Laku. They're not Laku, but the little like
they're not long, and they're not as long. Yeah, they're not as long.
Yeah. So I don't know if she's going to be as popular as, say, like the Clone Wars one or
definitely not the
like
Clone Wars
the Rebels
one.
Yeah.
I just attribute that to like the in canon reason. I just attribute that to age. Like you could you could see like if you're getting older, you could like those would like kind of shorten and wrinkle up. Like
could be.
So
yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't really care. Like there are people that do. Yeah, I'm not one of those people.
And also,
I'm gonna buy it.
If I'm an executive at Hasbro, I'm looking at this wave, and it's just honestly, if I'm like an executive and I don't, we talked about it earlier, like if I'm an executive and I don't care about Star Wars or like these toys, and I'm just trying to make the most profit, people are gonna buy Echo, Death Watch Mandalorian, and Ahsoka the most. So you have to decide between you're selling the cases to the retailers, so Hasbro makes their money from the retailers. So if you double pack the client or Omega, you're getting guaranteed money for those figures from the retailers, and then the retailers are getting those money for whenever it sells that to the the customer. So if I'm Hasbro, I'm double packing the client or Omega, but if I'm a fan, I'm wanting them to double pack the
why would Hasbro make more money double packing the client or Omega?
Well, because if they double pack like an Ahsoka or whatever, then the client is, if they just sell it directly through like Hasbro Pulse or something, then if they're going to peg warm and nobody's going to buy them, I feel like they would double pack those and sell them to the retailers.
Well,
like
they just
Walmart
have to make as many. I feel like when they double pack things, they just, they make more of those.
Yeah, but we just see all types of like, they double packed Queel. He was in like multiple cases.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
So it's like people like figures like that who aren't super main characters. If you double pack someone like that, you're guaranteed that it's selling to the retailers.
The problem that you're coming across now, though, is the same problem they had with the Rogue One figures clogging the shelves, is that the retailers stopped buying as many Black Series cases because there were so many figures warming those pegs for so long because no one bought them. So if they double pack those figures that aren't going to sell as much, they're going to have a problem in the long term where Target and Walmart aren't going to order as many cases because they still see these figures on the pegs. So you never want to, even for Hasbro, you never want to double pack these figures. They just shouldn't make as many of them, I think.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that they double pack one of those two, and it's not going to be one of the others. What do you think?
I really hope not. I hope not. It could be, because I think Hasbro makes some questionable decisions sometimes.
Yeah.
It reminds me of way back. I've only seen like a couple of episodes of The Apprentice. This is like back in the it was 2005. Yeah. And they were doing this Best Buy promotion with Revenge of the Sith. And they had like the people on the Apprentice show try to come up with marketing for Best Buy for Revenge of the Sith. And, they put them in different stores to see, which marketing did best. Mm-hmm. And in one of them, this one person chose the leader from Utapau, with all the like the stripes going down his face, because she thought he looked cool, not because he was someone anyone cared about. And hers did the worst.
Oh, I would imagine.
Because nobody cares about this, but she just picked it because it looked cool, because she didn't know anything about Star Wars.
Yep.
So I think that's the same kind of problem sometimes when you have those executives up at Hasbro, and they pick things like, oh, this is like this person, let's double pack that. Like, why? Yep. Like, why? Because
sometimes they can be kind of,
I said so. Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes they can be kind of out of touch, I feel like.
100%.
But so we do have another leak, I guess. I didn't include it in our show, it's because it was kind of late. So we have the Christmas Wookiee was leaked, so it looks like there is going to be a Christmas wave, and that's fine. Like,
well, is it going to be like a Wookiee with a Santa hat on? Are we going to get like a Life Day like robe? Like what's this Wookiee kind of? That's what I want to know.
That's I guess that's what what we can speculate about.
Is it actually Christmas, or is it going to be Life Day? Because people have always just because the Christmas special, Life Day, people have always linked those together. So for me, Life Day is just the Star Wars version of Christmas, and Wookiees specifically celebrate that. So I really want to know: are we going to get like a candy cane striped Wookiee, or like a Wookiee with a hat on?
Yeah, I feel it'll probably be like the head of the Wookiee. It'll be like a Chewbacca body or the Zalbar body or something, and like the head will be red, and then the body will be green, and the arms will be, and then it'll come with like hopefully a hat or something. But yeah, Life Day would be cool, with the robe and all that.
I know.
I would be
I know it's an
that.
unpopular opinion. I actually liked the holiday figures last year.
Oh, you did?
I did. They're a holiday decoration in my house now. Like I don't put them on the shelves here, but like as soon as we break out the Christmas decorations,
those come
this
out
year,
yep.
Those are going to come out and they're going to go on a shelf, and they're just going to be, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think that is fun. I didn't buy any of them. I really contemplated buying one of them when I was looking at it in store because I was like, man, this actually looks, a lot better in person than it does. Like then I was excited, like just looking for it. So, but
it was just goofy enough. It was just goofy enough for me to, absolutely love it.
And I support it. I think they should do. I wish they would do like Halloween. I would totally buy some Halloween.
Yeah.
But any other
Give
holiday,
us some spooky ones.
Yeah, any other holiday, I'm like, Like if they did Valentine's Day, I wouldn't buy those. And
what about Thanksgiving with little pilgrim hats? Well, the problem is
you
like
have to choose something.
You have to choose something that's like sort of universal. Like a lot of countries celebrate Halloween. A lot of countries celebrate Christmas. It's not like an American holiday. Whereas like Thanksgiving is an American holiday. Like Canada has their own, but it's in October, for different reasons.
But I would be so down for some Halloween. Like give me some spooky Stormtroopers or something, or give me a spooky Darth Vader
with like bones on them and stuff. That'd be great.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that would be great.
They did that Lego Halloween Star Wars special. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, the Terrifying Tales.
The Terrifying Tales.
I haven't checked that out. I watched the first one they did. It was like Ray's Journey. I forget what they called it.
Yeah, the Christmas one.
The Christmas one. Yep.
But, I like that. It was fun.
That was fun. That was good.
It's weird that that's where they're playing around with the sequel timeline, like that they're doing that in the Lego.
Yeah.
Like what the heck?
I just don't. Well, they need to go ahead and make like I guess in between like Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, to make an animated series. On that, I think that'd be interesting. Hopefully flesh out those movies a little bit. So that's just my thoughts on that. Give me some Halloween, bike series, and then I'll buy them.
Yeah. All right, so that's the news. That's the pre-orders coming out. That's the rumors. Let's talk about what our predictions are, because Pulsecon is right around the corner. I know it's right around the corner. Well, I'm assuming some of these rumors we'll probably see.
Yeah, I would say
this
so,
wave,
yeah.
And there's that other wave that was leaked. That, like, we know some of those figures are true. Like, they don't do a set like Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazon without releasing it in the actual main wave. Like that's just not something that Hasbro already, does. Yeah. They are. Well, we've seen pictures of them in there. So they're confirmed, but they're not announced in the regular wave. We've only seen the Cantina Showdown set. But 100% every time Hasbro ever does something like that, that's just like a different way of selling figures that are going to be in the main line.
Yep.
So they're gonna be there.
My first PulseCon prediction is I'm gonna miss out on everything I want. So that's my.
Are you a premium member?
So I am not right now, but I've been planning to buy it before, in the coming days. I will be, just to be sure I get, because I really want the Dave Filoni, the Trapper Wolf, pilot. Wolf, so. I really want that, and I can't miss out on it, because they did confirm he's not going to be released in the regular Mandalorian packaging.
Yeah, which means you have to get it.
You have to get it. So, I'm definitely going to pay I guess it's $50 or something for the premium membership, just so I can get that. And I'm still on the fence about the Cantina set. So I'll probably end up getting it, but
I'm getting it for the alternate hands, because what I hear is the Ponda Baba isn't going to have his alternate flipper hands
in the main packaging.
In the main release. Yeah.
See, I feel like if I get it, I'll keep it in the packaging, because I really like the way it looks. Because I do remember seeing some of those sets in the stores, just in comic shops or whatever. So I feel like if I get it, I'll put it on. Yeah, I did that right. Looking in reverse, this area of my collection where it's where
all your little boxes are,
where all the box stuff is. So I think that's, but if I see, and also the Obi-Wan Kenobi on that has the updated face, so maybe that's a good reason to take it out too. So we shall see on that.
Yeah, that means I get to put the Kenner Obi-Wan face back on the Kenner Obi-Wan body,
Yep.
and I'll just update the Obi-Wan on my early bird special display with the new Obi-Wan. So it
Yep.
kind of works out.
Yeah, it does work out pretty good.
And now I have like 100 Obi-Wans. Oh my God, I have so many Obi-Wans. I have that original one. I've got the one that was the exclusive version
Yeah.
that came with like the little
The
Princess
hologram,
Leia,
the Leia
the hologram
yep.
stuff. Yeah. And I've got the Kenner one, and now I'm going to get this one. So
You know,
cool.
that's just the life of Black Series collector. You know,
That's
you
true.
get a million Lukes, you get a million Reys, you get a million Kylos, you get a million Obi-Wans. But you get one Anakin. Well, I guess one Revenge of the Sith Anakin. You know, we need an update on that one.
We definitely do. And he needs to come with a robe, Hasbro.
All Jedi come with the robe. So that's just life
They
of Black
should.
Series collector, you know.
Yep.
You got to buy 10 Boba Fett's before you can get you got to buy 10 Boba Fett's before you can get a one like Hunter reuse Republic Commando trooper. So
I think we'll definitely get kind of moving on. Sorry. I think we'll definitely get a Rancor announcement and the
You think
campaign
so?
will start. I think,
You think so?
I know so.
I feel like
Because by then the HasLab for the Transformer
is it over?
will be done. It ends in like 3 days.
Okay.
So I think Pulsecon will be the official start of the Rancor. I'm definitely buying one. I might be buying 2, maybe even 3. I don't know.
I'm definitely buying at least one, and
Yeah, it really depends on how much it is.
yeah. What are your other like any like specific characters you expect to see, you know, at PulseCon that aren't remembered?
I mean, there's all those rumors, and outside those rumors, I have no idea. I'm terrible at this.
I think we're gonna see, and I actually wanted to say this last episode. I might not have. I don't remember. I actually think we'll see a Ronin figure.
You think so?
I think we will. I think it's the perfect time to capitalize. They got the book. The show is immensely popular, that specific episode is immensely. I think at PulseCon we'll see, and I don't have any inside sources. Like this is just me thinking it's the perfect time to capitalize on that. So I'm going to predict. My first prediction is we'll get a Ronin Black Series figure. That's my number one prediction. And I'm just really, maybe it's because I really want it, and I think it's a perfect time for them to capitalize. But so I'll put that on my prediction list.
Okay, well, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I really don't see us doing it, but it could absolutely surprise the heck out of me.
Yep. See, I could see them. You know, the Captain Rex that came in that. You know, that box where you open it and all that, right? Or you slide it. I mean,
yeah, I have it.
Yeah. So I could see them doing something like that, like right there. Yeah, I see it, the blue. I could see them doing something like that. You know, where it's like like the Armorer, the deluxe one, where you like slide it out, like the new style with the Filoni. You're gonna slide it out. I could see them making like, you know, revealing something like that with Ronin, or at least like concept images of it because how new it is. That's just something I really want to see.
I would like to see. Well, they've got a bunch of the pipeline figures they've talked about but haven't revealed. So like the Cobb Van things
that
like
needs
that.
yeah. It's probably going to be a lot of the pipeline, you know, figures. I would imagine. I just want to see more prequel stuff, man. Like I know like all the pipeline stuff is great. You know, the Mandalorian Ahsoka, which is rumored to be in the next wave, and let's see, isn't Bib Fortuna? You know, honestly,
Bib Fortuna was a pipeline. Yeah.
Yep. I guarantee they'll show Bib Fortuna because, especially if they announce the Rancor at PulseCon, then they have to show the Bib Fortuna.
I have a feeling that's why they've been going so Return of the Jedi heavy in the last few waves, because I think they want to surround it with little Rancor stuff.
And that's exactly why even though it didn't make sense to us, that's exactly why the general or the Lando Skip Guard.
Calrissian. Yep.
That's why he's in the archive. I feel like they'll maybe they'll put like the Gamorrean. They probably won't put the Gamorrean in the archive line, but if they did, like, I feel like they'll re-release him. I feel like with that
they could just reissue it. They've been doing that.
Yeah,
like I saw a Gamorrean guard on GameStop like a month ago.
And they might even include one in the Rancor itself, so you never know.
It's true. Maybe one that pops in half or something. Who knows?
But I just want to see more like Revenge of the Sith figures. Like, it's just about time. Just please at PulseCon, give me like, I don't know, something from Revenge of the Sith I really want. I can't think of it. Of course, I have like a big laundry list of things in my phone I want from Revenge of the Sith.
That's the problem. We have too much Star Wars. We have too much Star Wars content that we want, and there's not enough time and resources for them to put them out as fast as I want them.
Yeah, and it's also just a bad time for Revenge of the Sith because I know next year we're getting the Attack of the Clones figures, and maybe it'll be on the anniversary card, maybe it won't. And then so we got to wait, years for
the 20th anniversary is going to be 2025.
It's too far away. That's way too far away.
But then again, 2023 is going to be the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and they're doing Return of the Jedi stuff now.
Yeah.
So who knows? I was really expecting all this stuff to be closer to 2023.
Yep. Same. So what are your what's I guess the Ronin is kind of like my dark horse prediction.
Oh man.
What do you have like a dark horse that
a dark horse prediction? I mean, my number one want in my 2021 wishlet video was Ponkrell,
yeah, from
so if I'm just throwing something out there, I mean, last year my 2021 was Cad Bane. I had no idea that he was going to be a thing. I had no idea. Like, I don't have any insider knowledge. I literally just picked what's the coolest character I could think of. Let's do a shot in the dark and put him at number one. And that's why I did Ponkrell as my number one this year, because I'm like, do I work for Cad Bane?
Yeah, for real.
Why
exactly.
I do feel like, even now, a lot of my wish list has come true. Not all of it, but a lot of it has, which is nice. So Ponkrell, why not?
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. Like, I wish I would have prepared more for this. I just
it doesn't have to be a big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're coming up on an hour, so we can move on to our questions. And
I do feel like it is going to be a lot of the pipeline stuff.
It's going to be. I think so too.
The Cobb Vanth, Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, it's a very boring prediction, but like the truth is, they've already kind of announced this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
As pipeline reveals, and we're just gonna see them. They might do more pipeline reveals, like maybe Ponkrell or the Ronin will be, hey, this is a pipeline reveal.
I have a hot take right now.
Yeah,
and I don't know if it's hot take actually. I don't know if I don't think I've made it public. On my page or anything. I'm actually not a fan of like pipeline reveals. I think it's it's almost like we don't have anything for you now, but here's what we're making type thing. And they announce like 8 figures or whatever it is. It's too many like in the pipeline, or they do 4, I guess. But the 4 are like, I feel like it's almost like spoiling it. Make like your fan first Wednesday or fan first Friday or whatever.
Well, I think they started doing it. Because when they wouldn't do it, like the day or so before a reveal, all these leaks would happen. And then all their thunder got taken away because they weren't the ones revealing the stuff they've worked so hard on, yak faces or whatever, because they've got the pictures from, leakers and all that stuff. So I feel like they've started doing the pipelines to sort of take some of that thunder back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I just liked it so much better when they would have a panel and then to be like, all right, y'all ready to see some figures? And then bam, like Royal Guard pops up. Bam, Qui-Gon pops up, and everybody in the room is like cheering, and like you see the pictures on Twitter. That's so much like more. It's like exciting. It's like it's a live event and it gets revealed, but now it's like, in 18 months you're going to get a Cobb Vanth, and it's like, oh, now like
it does ruin some of that excitement and the energy for sure. For sure.
So. Yeah. I mean, but I guess it's fine. Like, it's not that big a deal, really. It's just like first world complaint, I guess. But if I were running Hasbro, I would kind of cut out number one, I'd cut out the archive line, and then I would cut out, I wouldn't do, maybe I would just change up how we do pipelines. Maybe I'd do like one. I would just tease one,
like a teaser.
Yeah, I would do a teaser. I'd be like, the next character, it's a Mandalorian side character that everybody wants. Trust me.
Well, the Marvel Legends do that. They tease upcoming reveals, and they'll say, okay, the next 4 figures, one is going to be a figure we never made before. Another one's going to be a figure that only appeared in this line on this year. So like it gives people like kind of fun guessing instead of just outright saying
give us something to like like what's the word, like work through like a guessing, not like a guessing game, but give us
like
some
a puzzle.
Yeah, give
like
us some hints and like
yeah,
we're gonna do like this figure from Return of the Jedi, but we haven't released it in like 17 years. Like it's the last time, or just something stupid like that.
Yeah.
But don't come out and say like these are the next 18 figures we're coming out with, or whatever. Like I don't know. It's just,
of course, the other side to that though is like with Transformers, like they get stuff leaked and shown off and reviewed before they even announce the figure, because they've got people leaking things in like their warehouses or whatever.
Yeah.
So you'll have some YouTubers reviewing a figure that won't be announced for another week or month or longer in some cases.
That's
they have
insane.
it in hand.
That's an internal issue.
On it. Yeah.
That's an internal issue for sure for that company.
Yeah,
they need to seal that up.
Yeah, it's bizarre, and as a fan, again, it like you said, it takes the fun out of it, because I'm not hearing it from Hasbro.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing the Hasbro release. I'm seeing some random person who doesn't know anything about when the figure is coming out or where it'll be available. They're just saying, "Here's the figure, and here's how it works." And now it's like, I don't know. It's like it ruins all the fun a little bit.
So the next time I pop in one of your Transformers like live streams, you're gonna say, "I'm actually talking about this before they've announced it."
No, never. I'm not that cool. I'm not that cool. Come on.
But I guess, do you have any more to say about Pulsecon or anything? I'm just really excited. It's a good time to be a fan.
We've seen everything they'll do. I want to keep my expectations super low, so I'm not disappointed. Because when you raise your expectations high, that's when that disappointment comes out.
Yep, that's for sure. All right, so let's get into the listener questions. I'll let you knock off these first two.
So the first one is from Patreon of Me supporter Murray. He says, do you ever buy any third-party customization like heads, robes, or weapons? Do you all recommend any third-party dioramas that fit well with Black Series? For the first one, my answer is no, I've never bought any. I've had some sent to me. I've had some people that just make stuff and they send them to me to like open on my channel or talk about or take pictures with or something, but I've never gone out to buy them. I have almost bought some robes. Like there's like people that do wired capes for the Mandalorian and stuff like that, and they always look real good.
Dude, OT_customs on Instagram. God, all of his stuff just makes the Black Series figures look like mini Hot Toys. But my issue is if I buy, and I actually did buy like a custom cape from him for a Mandalorian, and I need to show that off. I'll send you pictures of it. It has like a cape and it's got like cuts in it, and it just looks amazing. Sure. Because, with the jetpack, that plastic cape.
Oh, it's awful.
And that goes back to what...
The plastic cape was a huge mistake. Yeah. Huge mistake.
So that's one that's amazing. But other than that, like I did buy that, I think a couple episodes ago, I showed off the
head.
The Darth Vader stand.
That was our first episode.
Yeah, the very first episode. So
we've only done two. So yeah, a couple episodes ago works. Yeah.
So I dabble in things like that, but the issue I have is like if you buy something that's like created, like if you go buy to OT Customs, he does like an amazing custom like Mandalorian figure. But if you buy that for however much money and then you put it on your shelf, every single thing on your shelf is going to look terrible compared to that, because they do such a good job. So that's why I just stick with like, I'll buy like, the Mandalorian cape just because it makes sense and it's not that expensive. And I'll buy the stand for the head from Lane Speeder Luke on Instagram because it just like fits well with the collection. But you can also go on eBay. There's this, I forget what the store's name is, so I feel bad. It's something Studios, I forget. But I think it's like for $150 you can buy the Jabba. He has a custom like Jabba's throne that comes with a hookah pipe and comes with the soft goods for like you would lay under him, and it has like the gargoyle heads that go all around. Like they're so good, and he also does it's like you can set the Carbonite Han on it. It looks like the wall from Return of the Jedi, and it's like $90 or something.
I had a viewer, David Smith. He sent me a custom Jabba sled with like. It was like a fan for the Jawa or like whatever, and like little pillows and stuff. And then he also sent me a wall for the the Han and Carbonite
Oh,
and
awesome,
stuff. So
awesome.
he made those and sent to me. I also at one point, it didn't survive the move, unfortunately, but I had a friend send me like a Tatooine street diorama that I've used a couple times in my photography. It was big, it was heavy.
Mm-hmm.
My cat got into it one time and sand got everywhere
Oh.
because it had sand in it. But it had like LED lights and stuff. It
Oh,
was a
wow.
lot of fun. Yeah.
That
It
sounds
didn't
awesome.
survive my move, unfortunately. But in terms of buying one, like I said, I think in the last one, Would You Kindly Studios, I know they sell.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cool guy, and he sells dioramas that he hand makes and stuff. So that's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
other than that, I know Josh's Custom Capes also does custom capes, and then the one you said, those are some I'm seeing around, but I haven't ever really gone and bought anything.
Yeah, I would recommend them. So if that's what you're into, But I don't have any big like dioramas or anything. I just have the, I'll buy like a cape every now and then when it makes sense and all that. So
Sure. All right, and the next question is from James. And this has quickly become my favorite podcast. Great job, guys. Thank you, James.
Thank you very much.
That's very
Appreciate
nice
it.
of you. Question topic for an episode or so down the road, cleaning and dusting. Do you pull every figure off the shelf, dust the shelf, wipe the figures, and replace them back? Do you use can air? Also, what are your thoughts, frustrations with Star Wars Black Series domino effect when one figure falls and knocks over 30 other figures? Again, great job. This is a fantastic and real question.
Absolutely.
For real collectors. And my answer for dusting is I don't. Never.
Yeah, I don't like take them all off and get like a duster, but I do have canned air sitting at my desk, and it's mostly for like the darker figures, like a Darth Vader, and it's actually the reason I got it. I didn't do it before, but I'll back up so the YouTube viewers can see that Darth Vader helmet sitting there. I'm watching in reverse. I can't put my finger on it.
There you go.
The Darth Vader helmet sitting there, since it's dark, and I'm in the basement where my room is. I say it's like my room, but it's like my work office. I just happen to have all my
Sure.
figures in here. It just makes sense. The wife doesn't want them upstairs, so that collects dust like crazy. So that's really the only thing I spray. And then every now and then, if I see something like, mostly like these the ones I keep in the box, if they accumulate dust like on the top of them, I'll get it. Like I'll wipe that off. But I don't really like clean the shelves out, and it just takes too much time, and I don't really have time for that.
Yeah.
My wife tells me I need to, but I don't. So
I never will. I don't care. I don't.
No.
I just do not care enough about dust to ever do it. If I ever do a photo, or if I'm reviewing a figure or something, I will clean them off then, but only then.
yeah.
As far as the other one with the domino effect, I have lost 3 lightsabers because of figures falling off the shelves and landing right on that saber,
Yep.
and it snaps in half or bends at the connection point to the lightsaber, and it breaks my heart every time, and it's ridiculous.
brutal.
And Hasbro should sell just the blades for that specifically to happen. But for a while, I started putting blue tack under all my figures, especially the ones that had a tendency to fall over.
Yeah, like the smaller
the
legs.
shelf divers.
Yeah.
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 Like you kind of figure out which ones are the problem ones. Battle droids, General Grievous.
Yeah.
Like there are some they just like to take a shelf dive for like whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I would use blue tack, and I got that as an idea from a gentleman named Hammond Jam, and he actually passed away a couple years ago. But before he did, he was huge, like always commenting on every video I had, and that was a suggestion he gave me, and it worked really, really well.
Oh,
So
awesome. So yeah, it is frustrating with those figures that have like really thin legs. Like I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head, like the Clone Wars Ahsoka and the Jyn Erso figures and the Padme and the General Grievous is very tough to pose. So it is whenever you have one of those more packed shelves, and when one falls, you can kind of like I like to track kind of like an investigator, like where it started. So I can fix that one because you can kind of see like which one knocked over and then good. So I like to try to find which one caused it, and then. But I am fortunate enough that I do kind of want to brag. I have successfully posed all of my figures that I haven't had one fall in like 2 months.
now they're all gonna fall. You realize that
I just jinxed the hell out of myself for sure. But I don't use any stands. I don't use any like putty or anything like to help hold them. But so I've perfectly posed the Ahsoka, and the most proud. My General Grievous used to fall all the time, but I found the perfect pose, and I've adjusted the feet, because his feet, if you kind of make one backwards and like cut him in, like get him a little lower, like centered, like lower center of gravity, then he won't fall over. That used to be so frustrating for me, but I got a good pose, and none of them have fallen in a very long time. So
for me on General Grievous, I got this stuff. This Kiki fixed loose joint. I got it off eBay.
Oh wow!
And I put this on any figure that has loose joints.
That's one that needs it big time. Yep.
Oh yeah, and it works really, really well. I've made a video about it on my channel because I have a couple of regular figures where their ankles are really loose, and they tend to just kind of they go forward. Their feet are still flat, but the ankle is so loose it just doesn't support their weight anymore.
Yeah.
So I know like General Hux was a big shelf diver for me for that reason. So I bought this stuff and put it on him and haven't had a problem since.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah.
One of the biggest frustrations is it's whenever it's like it's Hasbro's fault, because like the original Jango Fett body is like the legs on that are terrible.
Awful.
And then you get these Stormtroopers, and I don't know if we covered it earlier in the last time we recorded, this episode. But it's like the bowed Stormtrooper legs, or like
it looks like they have rickets.
Yeah, or like I know, and the black. I think they've been better about it lately. But whenever you get the figures that one leg is longer than the other, and it's like you have to pose it with one leg in front, even though it's a little unnatural sometimes. But so that's the most frustrating part for me, is whenever it's directly the problem. It's like a problem directly from the production of the figure, as opposed to like you can't find the right so. But great question. I appreciate it. That's like a fun topic to discuss.
James.
Yeah, appreciate that, James. It's we need more like fun questions like this, and I think our listeners do a good job of submitting them. So I really like it.
Great job.
The next question is from Adam Myers. He says, "My question is, what the Black Series figure you can't put down once you start fiddling with it? For clarity, the most fun to pose or play with." For me, I think it's that deluxe Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Like, that figure is so good with all the accessories it comes with. I just can't, I love finding new poses for that. So I think that's one. And then another, like a sort of an underrated figure that I really like messing around with and finding new poses is it's the original Force Awakens Kylo Ren. Of course, the one with the running change where it has the texture on the collar, Because before it was terrible. It just like a smooth black. It was bad. But that figure I think is still so good. It just looks so cool once you get the cloth laid right and you get the hood. Like I was able to get the hood like perfectly to where it's like looping down his like shoulders and like covering his eyes. So that's one that I really like messing around with and finding new poses for. What about you? Do you have a couple?
Man, pretty much any trooper. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like any clone trooper, any of the named ones, like the Commander Fox or not Fives, like Echo. Just pick one over there. They're fun to just kind of, just get one, put them in a fun like running pose or action pose or anything like that. They're just fun to mess around with. And any of the Wreckers, I like. Not Wreckers, the Bad Batch.
Yeah, the Bad Batch figures.
Any of the Bad Batch figures. They're fun to just mess around with. You can get them in sassy poses or action poses or anything like that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and another figure that comes to mind, it's like both of like the question about the frustrations of falling also. It's the Incinerator Stormtrooper from Mandalorian. Because that one used to fall on me all the time. Just because of the weight of the flame. But
do you have your flame on yours? I didn't display mine.
I wonder if you can see. No, you probably can't see it from here, but I actually have it posed perfectly to where it hasn't fallen in a long time, and I have the flame on it. But it used to just fall like every other day. But now I somehow knock on wood, that I got it right. But so that's another one that I really like messing around with, just because like the big gun or flamethrower it comes with, and then the actual flame. So appreciate that question, Adam. Another question we got is from Chris H. I believe all of mine are from Instagram, like either DMs or comments. So Chris H from Instagram and all that. So what is your speculation for HasLab Rancor stretch goals? Can't wait to post mine eating the Gamorrean. This is such a good... I wish we would have made this its own topic on one of the shows so we could dive into it a little deeper. But I'm going to go with... I think it's a perfect time to put the prisoner, like, slave Leia back in to the line. Because I feel like...
Hutt Slayer Leia? Yeah, Hutt Slayer Leia. I feel like Disney and Hasbro they're not going to want to make that its own figure. But I do feel like no, but a stretch goal for a Rancor is pretty good.
And I feel like that and the Rancor Keeper since.
Rancor Keeper is like a no-brainer for sure.
And like Ula, I feel like they're not going to make those two figures like their own packaging and like give them the spotlight on like an Ula and the Hutt Slayer Leia. So I feel like it's a perfect time to get those in there. I'm also hoping for, like at least a bone. We don't need a new Luke, but that would be fine. But at least the bone he uses.
Yeah, some accessories and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
And then I don't think we need a whole Gamorrean to be included, but I think that would be fine. But I just want like an arm, you can put in his mouth because, if you look at the Black Series version they did of the Rancor, the 3.75 inch, it came with that Leia, and then it came with C-3PO, a Luke. And it even came with a Jabba the Hutt and a Gamorrean. So
it did. It was like $90. Came with a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like there might be a chance they put an updated Jabba in it, but I wouldn't be surprised they did it, but I would doubt it. I doubt it.
I doubt it, but we'll see. Maybe it'll come with like his throne room or something, like the throne.
Yeah, that would be
Jabba's
cool.
Throne, and they could just re-release it like a Jabba in the regular line or something. I don't know, but you're right. That could be a thing.
Yeah,
I would spend an extra $50 on the Rancor if it came with Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, and I don't know what they could do. I think the Jabba that is, out now is great. So they could just maybe.
But it's also a figure that came out in 2014.
Yeah, but what could they do to update it though? You know what I mean? Better than what it already is.
More articulation, better articulation.
Do you really need articulation on the Jabba the Hutt though?
Maybe not.
Because on that one, his arms bend and they move, and you can move the mouth with those.
I don't like the gimmick though. I never like gimmicks.
You don't like the gimmick on that one?
I don't
love
like the
that
gimmick.
one. I think it's awesome.
I feel like it limits how you can pose it because you can't move his arm without his mouth moving.
That's true. So I think those are all like good stretch goals. I also would be fine if and I know they'd probably do half and half where you have to buy two of them to complete it, but if you got like an arch with like half of the door that drops down with the spikes on it to kill him.
Yeah.
If you did like one half of that to where you can make it, like you can turn it the other way and it'd be like both ways. So you can buy two of them and have like the whole arching door and it looked like the door with the spikes on it.
No, they should never ever make you buy two Rancors. Not to complete something like that.
It's the same thing they're doing with the Power of the Force Cantina set. You have to buy two or three. You have to buy four of those.
Well, that wasn't a HasLab though. This is a HasLab thing.
That's true. I just wouldn't put it past them. So I could see him doing something like that. But what else do you have anything else for stretch goals on that?
No, I honestly have no idea. Like,
yeah, I think all
the stretch goal possibility they're obvious. Like, they're not going to come like, oh, also here's an X-wing, or like, I don't know, here's some drool, here's some slime. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
So hopefully we get like most of those, and I think it's pretty limited on what they can add in because of just the nature of the scene itself. So, but I'm interested in seeing what they do. So thanks for that question. So the next question we have is from Aaron Darrow. What has been the hardest figure either one of you has to get a hold of, and how do you justify paying above market prices for some figures if necessary? For me, I guess in recent memory, the hardest figure to find was Echo, the Clone Wars Echo, because I still haven't found it, so I don't own that one yet. Because I found ObiWan and I found Anakin, and I actually just bought another Anakin off eBay so I can open it. So I have one in the package and I'll open that one. And then, so I guess in recent memory, it's been Echo because I wasn't able to get that one. And then, if I'm thinking back to older times, I remember I was in college and I was hunting down the prototype Boba Fett for quite a while. Like, I felt like every day or every other day I was swinging by, the Walgreens, the 3 Walgreens in the city I went to college in just to see if they had that. And then, like, just finally, I saw it on the shelf. I was so happy. So I nerded out about that. College student, happy about seeing a figure on the shelf, but hey, it is what it is. So that's probably one that I had a tough time finding, just because I went to school in a really small city, so it took a while for me to get that one. But I found it retail finally.
For me, I don't know what's been. I guess the hardest ones for me, because I never actually saw any of them in store, were the Walmart Clone Wars figures, the Ahsoka and the Ahsoka's Trooper, and the 2 different Mandalorians. Like, the only reason I have them is because other collectors got them, found them, and sent them to me.
Yep.
But I personally never saw any of them one time in store.
Yep. I never saw any in store, but I was lucky to pre-order, on Walmart what I got.
I pre-ordered them, and they either got canceled or
really? Yours got canceled?
Yeah.
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 That was a big issue. Luckily, mine got fulfilled. And I didn't even get it on the initial. I missed the pre-order on the initial launch. I got it like 4 months later. They went up again, and I was able to get them, and then they shipped like 6 months. So I got kind of lucky.
Yeah. But justifying paying above market prices, like I really won't. I've only bought maybe 3 figures off eBay, and all of it was FOMO, and I've regretted it every time because I've eventually seen them later. And so, like, I remember the first one that I ever bought was the Shock Trooper that came out in 2015 for the Battlefront 1. It was a Walmart exclusive. It came out randomly. They never announced it. It just showed up at Walmart's. People bought them, and like, that was it. I never saw one personally, so I went to eBay and I bought one for it was like $25, which I'm like, that's not bad. Like, it's $5 over what was retail price then, but still, like, $25 plus shipping. It was, for me, no brainer. But then a couple years later,
they reissued.
They reissued, and they're everywhere. I've seen it like 20 times on on GameStop shelves. Same thing with like I think I panic bought a Captain Phasma, which is weird saying that now.
Whenever those, are you talking about the Force Awakens? Like whenever that was coming out, that was such a sought after figure. Whenever it was,
it was a hugely sought after figure.
I think I might have paid above market on that one too, but I'm not sure.
I paid a little bit above market, but not much. But I really like people like yourself. I know we talked about it earlier, but that was when we weren't recording. With like the Emperor Palpatine, that was a $50 figure from Amazon. I pre-ordered it as soon as it went up, and I got it, and that's it. I would never pay $100 or $150 that people are paying for it now. I just wouldn't own it. Like, to me, it's not worth that much money. Like, that's like, a whole wave of regular figures right there for one figure. That's good, but not that good. It's not, for me, it's not $150 good. So I just won't. If I miss something like that, which is, I don't miss things. That's why I pre-order everything right away. I buy everything right away. If something goes up for pre-order, I pre-order it. That's it. And now I know I've got it. And if I decide I don't want it, I can cancel it. Or if I find it in store, I can cancel it. Not a big deal.
The way I would justify, and I guess you really can't, but I would just say if you want it, buy it. Like, if you have the money,
it's worth whatever it's worth. To
it's
you
worth whatever you want.
Like,
I did buy because I've given my spiel here before where I got kind of not really disinterested, but I wanted to like expand. I wanted to, get some more Hot Toys and all that. So I kind of got out of the Black Series, and when I got back in, I really wanted the throne. And I saw it for, I think I got it like $90. And I didn't buy it off eBay because I think now it's like $180. So I got a fairly decent deal. I bought it from one of those Facebook groups, the Black Series Facebook groups. So you can usually find pretty good deals in there.
Sure.
And now, I mean, if I resold it now, I could get like $180 for it. So,
sure.
I wouldn't do that, but
there are those people that are just obsessed with how much a figure is worth. And I don't collect them for that. I don't collect them because, like, this one's going for so much money on the I don't care. I open them all. I enjoy them with my hands and my eyeballs, and like, I don't care if a figure is like, that's why I opened up my Boba Fett, my Kenner Boba Fett, as soon as I got it, because I wanted to experience it. Like, I don't really care it's a $200 figure. Like, to me, it's Boba Fett. Like, that's all.
So I just think whatever it's worth to you, and then if you really want it and feel like you can't miss out on it, then. And the only reason I keep these closed, so I'm pointing the wrong way. I just really like the way they look in the packaging. So I keep all those in there. And,
absolutely. And those are unique. For the people not watching, those are the like the retro carded or the
anything retro carded. I don't really like opening because I feel like they are all going to get most of them get released in the regular packaging anyways, and I buy those and open those. Yep. So I buy
the Clone Wars haven't, but
not yet. Hopefully they do soon because so I can get a damn Echo because I really want
I have
Echo.
an extra Echo if you want it.
Hey, if you're, I'll pay whatever you want for it. I'll give you. I'll
charge you what I paid for it.
I will go have a firstborn son, and I'll send him I'll mail him to you.
No, thank you. You're just sending me a burden right there. You're sending me a bill.
I do want to say real quick though. I know it's a little off topic, but I got to get this off my chest. So prepare yourself. Have you ever purchased a Funko Pop?
I've never purchased one. I've gotten them from things like
gifts or something,
or whatever,
loot crates,
but I've never bought a Funko Pop.
I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of the, last season, but it was okay. I don't hate it. I paid $90 for a custom-made Funko Pop.
Wow.
I don't want to get into spoilers for Game of Thrones, but I'll show you personally. But I did pay that. So that's my...
Okay.
I needed it, though. I absolutely needed it because I knew they would never make it.
That's a random segue. Thank you for bringing that up.
I absolutely needed it. But I did just want to say that. Right. So if you want to know what it was, because it's a very spoilery thing for the show.
Send him a message on Instagram.
Yeah, DM me and I'll send you a picture. It's absolutely amazing. And I'll send you a picture of it whenever we're done recording.
All right.
Moving on. It's still well worth it, by the way, to me. Honestly, it's not. As long as it's worth it to you,
that's all that matters. Yeah.
So the next question. So appreciate that question, Aaron. I think that's Aaron. So the next question is from Shane Santo. My question is, this is a long one. I gotta prepare myself. Who do you guys think is the most prominent character from any of the films that will never get a Black Series figure? That's a very good question. So background aliens with no lines in a single frame, and the Canto Bight Sigmas, for example, do not count. I'm more talking about named characters with speaking lines. So one I have is Allegiant General Pride from Rise of Skywalker. I actually thought he was one of the better aspects of the movie, and I've even made a custom figure of him for my Imperial shelf. Send me a picture of that, by the way. I'd like to see it. But I think the only sequel characters we have a chance of getting at this point are, Finn, Poe, Crate Luke, and maybe more the Knights of Ren. So I did do some research on this. Because I was like, that's a really tough question. I gotta, and I was in the shower and I was thinking about this, oddly enough, and it popped in my head. Do you ever think they'll make a Newt Gunray figure?
Man, that's a great question.
Because it's crazy because he's such a main character, not really a main character, but he lasts through through all three prequels, and he would look great as a Black Series figure. So I feel like they might, because they do the aliens so good. It's like they might do him, but I could also see him like, no, we're not going to make a Newt Gunray figure.
Yeah, the first one that popped into my head was General Riken from Empire Strikes Back.
Yep. And
so, I mean, yeah.
So I made a list here. So I don't know if you want to but I made a list of some I think are going to be difficult for them to release. So I got Newt Gunray with a question mark because I could see him doing that, but I also kind of couldn't. Because, I'll just move on. Watto, you think they'd ever make a Watto? He has a pretty prominent role. I hope they don't make a
Watto by himself. That's the figure that needs to be packed in with something else.
Yeah, like a young Anakin.
$23 on a Watto. Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. They should do like a Watto and like young Anakin.
He should have a little flight stand. He should have alternate wings that have like a motion on them to make him look like he's flying. Give him an alternate head with his little hat from episode 2, and then he's make one Watto. Easy peasy. Yeah.
So Boss Nass, I don't think they would ever make him, but he has a prominent role, doesn't he?
No, he's for sure. Yeah.
CEO Bibble, I think he had a pretty prominent role in Phantom Menace. I don't think they would ever make him.
And he has that legendary like pointy beard.
Yep. And actually, I got some. And so those are all prequels, but I did come up with some original trilogy because I feel like we needed to. General Dodonna.
From A New Hope.
I don't really see them, doing that. And honestly, Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen, I don't. Unless they do it for the Kenobi show that's coming up, but I just don't think they would do it for.
Well, yeah, because you have they
New
could
Hope.
do prequel era versions, or they could do A New Hope versions.
Yeah,
That's a tough one. That's a toughie right there.
I
I would like to see both, but you're right.
yeah, I would like
think,
them. I would buy them, but I just don't
think we'll get any because there's so many figures they haven't made yet that are bigger.
Yeah. So I'm probably missing some, but those are just. I was just kind of thinking of the movies and like characters that had like speaking lines and were in a good portion of the movies. I didn't just want, a background character that I was trying to follow the question. So really great question. That I had to think a lot about that one. Do you have any others that you can think of off the top of your head, or?
No.
It's a really
I had to
tough
sit
one.
there for a while. Yeah. But that's a good question. It's a great question actually.
So the last
All right,
question.
last question.
Last question we have is from Simon Perry. He says, "Hey, Mike and Zach, I love the Black Series line, and I'm really enjoying listening to the two of you talk through the updates and give your opinions on things. Appreciate it very much, by the way. Helps kill time while I'm at work." I don't really have a specific question, but I am someone who always has been into how things work behind the scenes, and would like to know how you all came up with the show and how you all plan each show. Thanks, and look forward to more episodes. So appreciate that message. So I guess I'll start because some of the listeners might know from my Instagram page that a long time ago I posted, it was a really long time ago. I was just like, I listened to a lot of Star Wars podcasts, and I did listen to some like action figure podcasts, but they would cover like Black Series for like 4 minutes, and then they talk about vintage collection. They talk about Funkos, like, because there's a couple of them out there that do action figure talk, but they'll also cover Marvel Legends, and they'll cover like everything. And it's just like, so I'm fast forwarding through everything and listening to this 10-minute segment. Like, I wanted like, a show that only focuses on Black Series because it's such a popular, line. So I made a post saying, "Hey, I'm interested in doing this. Maybe a YouTube show, maybe a podcast. Like, and if you're interested, DM me." My DMs were absolutely flooded. So if you are listening and I did not select you, I'm sorry. I considered everybody. There were a couple that.
Oh man, I feel special now.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. There were a couple that I really considered, but honestly, it wasn't close. When I saw I was like, whoa, like this guy, because I didn't know of you before, and then I saw your YouTube page whenever you messaged me, and I was like, holy cow, this seems like a match made in heaven. Like, this guy knows what he's doing. He's got a fan base set. I have a page I can use for marketing already. It just kind of blended well, and I was just interested in doing something like that. And then he messaged me saying he was interested, and then I said, okay, great, we'll talk eventually. And then. How much time went by? I haven't looked.
Oh
but
man, it was a while. I'd forgotten about it, to be honest with you.
Really? Yeah. So I was just like I just wasn't ready to dive in. So then I was like, okay, I'm finally ready. And then I just sent him another message out of the blue. I was like, hey, you remember this? Like, if you're still interested. And then he kind of responded. He was like, yeah, we'll see. Or I forget what you said. You're like, yeah, let's talk about it. Like, I'll send you a message whenever we should start it up. And then I think 2 weeks went by. And you sent me a message, and you were like, hey, I think we should have our first episode about whenever Pulsecon comes out. And I was like, oh, he's actually interested now. We're going to get this going. So I got really excited, and then it just kind of snowballed from there into what it is now. So
yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yep. And then I guess for the other part of the question, it says, I'm trying to find it. How do you plan each show?
How did it come up? Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, it's just we put he emails me the Black Series Cantina 3, and we have a Google Doc, and then he does all the editing and all that. So I've kind of taken, I guess, the mantle of building the show. If any of the news if any of the news comes out, I'll go in there and put it in the order we should talk about it in, and just reminders and all that, and then I'll put all the questions in there. And so we don't really do too much planning, but we do have a Google Doc that we kind of read off of throughout the show, topics we're going to talk about. So but that's really it. And then afterwards, Mike does the editing, and hopefully he can teach me how to do all that one day. So
yeah, I don't really do a lot. I think the last one I just cut out the beginning and whatever excess we had at the end and just released it as is.
Yeah.
Actually, I released just my version of the audio first.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And then I quickly updated it when someone told me that it was just me talking.
Yeah. So good times.
Whoops. Yeah.
But yeah, it's not really, too much to pull the curtain back on. We just like talking about the Black Series, and
Yep.
that's just really it. So with that, you have anything more to add before we sign off? Do you want to tell everybody what you're doing and where they can find your recent videos?
Sure. If you're somehow finding us and you don't know us from anything else, my name is mikekaess. I have a YouTube channel called mikekaess. I do Black Series
How creative.
reviews. I know, very creative. I'm very good at naming things. I do Black Series reviews, but I also do unboxings and just other general nerdery stuff on YouTube. And then I also am on Instagram at Trusty Sidekick, where I take pictures of usually those things that I'm reviewing or just whatever I've picked up. So it's a mixture of Black Series and Transformers and random other things. And then I'm also on the Twitter at mikekaess. So that's my online presence there.
All right. You can find me on Instagram at the Star Wars Black Series and on TikTok with the same name. I don't really do too much other than that. So you can find me there. I was going to say something else, but it just slipped my mind. So
yeah, drop us a line, drop us a question, say hi.
Yep.
We like that. I love it when people just say hi. I will, if I see it, which I usually do, I will say hi back. No problem.
Yep.
So
send us some comments. Send us some comment. You can DM me or whenever I make a post about the show, comment what you after you listen to it, comment what you think about it. Like and subscribe to mikekaess.
Absolutely.
Like this video, subscribe to his channel so you can.
We're also, whatever you're listening to this on, we are on every podcasting network available right now. So iTunes, whatever, like Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, whatever you want, it's there.
Yep. So appreciate it, and we'll see you all next time after Pulsecon. Hopefully they reveal what you want.
And we'll talk Pulse. I'm very excited to talk Pulsecon for sure.
I'm excited.
Cool. Bye.